This story about the roots of friendship and promise of two families in the small sunlit town of Mardan, where the breeze carried the scent of orange blossoms and the azan echoed softly from every mosque, lived two old friends, Haji Abdul Karim and Chaudhry Ghulam Rasool. They had grown up together, played marbles in the same dusty street, studied in the same government school, and now, decades later, they were the respected elders of their neighborhood. Haji Abdul Karim owned a modest textile business. He was known for his honesty and generosity. His wife, Rukhsana Begum, was a gentle woman who devoted her life to raising their only son, Bilal, quite respectful boy who had recently graduated with an engineering degree from a university. Chaudhry Ghulam Rasool, on the other hand, was a retired school principal, disciplined, wise, and deeply rooted in moderation. His wife, Nasreen Begum, was known for her warm smile and her expectational cooking. Their daughter, Aisha, was a fine taste richer, graceful, intelligent, and kind-hearted. The two families had remained close over the year, visiting each other on Eid, sharing biryani dishes on weddings, and celebrating every small joy together. One evening, while sipping tea on his veranda, Haji Karim said thoughtfully to his wife, Rukhsana, we have known Chaudhry Sahib's family for over 30 years. Their daughter Aisha, she is such a fine girl. What if we propose for Bilal? Rukhsana's eyes lit up with affection. Subhanallah, that would be wonderful. Aisha is like a daughter to me already. They are educated, humble, and family oriented. Just what I would wish for Bilal. The night, under the warm glow of the lantern, a simple yet profound idea was born. To until not just two young hearts, but two generations of love and friendship. A week later, Haji Karim and Rukhsana visited Chaudhry Saab home. Nasreen Begum welcomed them with steaming cups of kahwa and freshly baked parathas. After the usual greeting and pleasantries, Haji Karim finally spoke. Chaudhry Saab, you know, our families share a bond that is older than our children, Rukhsana, and I believe that bond should continue. If you agree, we would be honored to ask for Aisha's and for her son Bilal. Chaudhry Saab was silent for a moment. He looked at his wife, who smiled faintly and nodded. Then he said warmly, Haji Saab, there could be no better family for our daughter than yours. We have seen that up into a fine young man. We are honored by your proposal. There was a sprinkle in Sana's eyes, and she pressed her office rather than Nasreen Begum went to call Aisha, who came into modesty. Her dupatta draped neatly around her head. She greeted the guest respectfully and served tea, unaware that her life was quietly changing in that very moment. That evening, both families prayed in thankfulness. The nikah would be held after Eid in a small family ceremony, followed later by a traditional roqste. Bilal and Aisha, though aware of each other since childhood, had never thought of marriage until now. Bilal respected Aisha's intelligence and calm demeanor. She was known for her kindness. She was a good lady at a local literacy program and volunteered at a local literacy program teaching children from poor families. When their engagement was announced, their communication was limited but meaningful through family gatherings and group conversations. They came to appreciate one another's values. One afternoon, during a family visit, Bilal found himself standing in the garden where Aisha was watering her mother's roses. You have made these roses bloom beautifully, Bilal said quietly. Aisha smiled. They just need care and patience, like everything in life. That single sentence stayed with Bilal long after he returned. He admired not just her beauty, but the gentleness and depth behind her words. As soon as the engagement became public, the entire neighborhood buzzed with excitement. Aisha's cousins began preparing songs for the Mehndi, while Bilal's friends teased him endlessly, and Chaudhry Saab's colorful dupattas and fairy lights adorned the courtyard itself. Henna, gajras, and freshly fried samosas filled the air. Nasreen Begum was constantly busy organizing fabrics, invitations, and the guest list. Meanwhile, at Haji Kareem house, Bilal's aunties and cousins gathered to help Ruxana with the preparations. Gold bangles were polished, wedding cards designed, and a bright red sherwani tailored for the groom. Both families decided to keep the wedding simple, honoring their faith and tradition rather than extravagance. But simplicity did not mean a lack of joy. Every evening, the house but simplicity did not mean a lack of joy. Every evening, the houses echoed with laughter, dhol beats, and the warmth of togetherness. The Mehndi was held in Aisha's courtyard, illuminated with golden light. The young girls sang traditional wedding songs, Mehndi, Hai, रचने वाली हाथों में घेरी लगाओ. As Aisha sat in the center, dressed in a bright yellow outfit with jasmine flowers younger cousin whispered, Baji, you are lucky. Bilal Bhai looks so serious, but everyone is kind. Aisha smiled, shading her cheeks. Doing nothing light. She had not seen Bilal think like that, but she knew his the nikah was held at the local mosque, a sacred and peaceful ceremony attended by close family members. Bilal sat beside his father, his heart beating fast across the hall. Separated by a white curtain sat Aisha, her hands trembling slightly as her father held them. The Imam recited the verses of the Quran, reminding everyone that marriage was a bond of mercy and compassion. Then he asked Aisha, bint Ghulam Rasool, do you accept Bilal bin Abdul Karim as your husband? A soft but steady voice replied, Kabul hai. The same question was asked of Bilal, and he too replied with heartfelt conviction, Kabul hai. 3 times the words were spoken, and with them a new chapter begins. When the ceremony ended, tears of joy followed freely. Mothers hugged, fathers smiled proudly, and the two families exchanged sweets and prayers.